We're okay with Baywatch, aren't we now? Are you pretending you've never heard of Baywatch? That is a man that spent the 90s wanking. Stop lying.
He's 60 on Tuesday.
He's 60, is he? I suppose I ought to introduce myself, really, in one of those official ways that young people use. My name's Paul, and following a recent birthday, I now identify, unfortunately, as a 50-year-old male. Thank you for your pity. I've got 2 teenage children, and I've been married for 15 years, so my pronouns are oi and that prick. A few married people in. No, I don't expect it to. And teenagers can be cruel as well. On my birthday, one of my daughter's friends said to me, now that you're a non-diverse, white, middle-aged man, you're not going to get many opportunities in life. I know. Luckily, she's wrong, because last week I got offered a modelling job. Thank you. You are looking at the face of a new campaign about stranger danger. Yeah. Yeah. I followed her home to let her know. So yeah, 50. Is anyone here under 50? Oh, there are a few. Oh, okay. There's a few liars as well. On my birthday, my wife upset me as well. She thought it'd be funny to get me Viagra. No. And she said, make sure you follow the instructions, because it says on the box, perform like you're 18 years old again. So I took a pill and had a wank in a rugby sock. It's good. I don't know who was more upset, my wife or the manager of Sports Direct. Probably shouldn't have. But my children are 13 and 15 now. Any advice for me? Get out? Yeah. Just leave them at home. I said they'd be exactly where I left them, on the same screen, I think. But it's tricky, isn't it, living with teenagers? And mainly because what I've worked out is they have very, very selective hearing. Like if you're in the same room as them, talking to them about their homework, they don't hear a word you say. But if they're in another room, and me and my wife start whispering some gossip, one of them will appear at the door and go, whose mum's a slag? And what is a throuple? And my son, I mean, they just hear everything they shouldn't, don't they, and nothing they should. My son cannot remember how many wives Henry VIII has had, but he seems to know exactly how many times his Uncle Dave's been caught dogging. Impossible living with them. Any parents of teenagers in tonight? A few? Almost. Well, you're almost a teenager. Somebody else lying about their age. I don't know what you guys think, but I find the most difficult thing about being a parent of a teenager these days is keeping them safe online. Because the reality is, isn't it, that they know more about how their phones work than we do. And it's very difficult. And my wife did manage to disable all our devices at home so you couldn't access pornography. And I had to have a very difficult conversation with my son about how to get it back on. That's difficult. I heard Adam ask you all about social media, and a lot of people just gave it the swerve. And I don't blame you, because I'm going to come off social media. Because when you turn 50, it starts sending you things that are age appropriate. And every day, Instagram sends me the 10 best exercises for men in their 50s. 9 of them are in a chair. It's not good for your self-esteem. And I think it's think it's natural when you get older, isn't it, to start comparing yourself to other people your age. And what doesn't help is that, do you know Tom Cruise is 63? Still flying jet planes through the eye of a needle. The other day I hit a bollard in Lidl's. It's not good for your self-esteem. Yeah. And the only reason I was there is because my daughter got caught shoplifting in Lidl's. I know. We were so disappointed in her because we live really close to a Waitrose. I'll do better. And I know you can't always find what you want in there, but she got caught stealing sweets, a George Foreman grill and a kayak. So good. The other advert I find annoying on Instagram is the guy that shouts at you and goes, "It's not all bad turning 50 because you could get cheaper car insurance." Wow. Do you not think I'd rather pay higher premiums than have balls that now hang so low the cats play with them? I just think it's safe to say I won't be applying to go on Naked Attraction anytime soon. If I did, I'd feel sorry for the presenter because as the screen went up, everything would be in the wrong order. Any fans of Naked Attraction here? You do? What, even the episodes with the over 50s on? You don't, do you? Oh. For those of you that have never seen an episode of Naked Attraction with over 50s on, imagine Bake Off, but where all the ingredients are out of date. That's about right, isn't it? At least when the younger ones are on, you can recognise the body parts. When the older ones are spinning round naked, it's like staring at a kebab. Too much. I know, Bilal talked about television earlier, but I don't know about you, I lost interest in television when they put Matt Hancock on I'm a Celebrity. Are you with me on that one? So inappropriate, wasn't it? But I worry because there's so many out-of-work politicians now, what they've got planned next. Rishi Sunak on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Boris Johnson on Would I Lie to You? Angela Rayner on Homes Under the Hammer? Too soon? No. Liz Truss on Pointless? I'm not watching it anymore. The only thing I do watch is, anyone like the true crime documentaries? Anyone into those? Really popular, aren't they? Watched one with my wife the other night, and it was about people who murder their partners. And what I noticed is, whoever killed who, my wife always took the woman's side. Like, if the bloke murdered the woman, she'd dig me in the ribs and go, "See what you're capable of?" I didn't do it. But then the next one, the wife locked her husband in the cellar, starved him to death, and then cut off all his limbs. And she went, "He deserved it." Yeah. Didn't know my wife was in. Exactly, it's not fair, is it? Exactly. Well, he's got no head now, so I don't know what he did wrong. Maybe he breathed too loudly. But yeah, I could never kill my wife, and the main reason is, whenever I do anything at home, she likes to tell me where I'm going wrong. And I can't imagine it's easy trying to smother someone over the muffled cries of, "Those pillows are just for guests." I think if I told my wife I was going to drive her body to the woods, her dying words would be, "If we're going out, can you put on a different shirt?" I couldn't do it. There's a lot of people I think there's quite a few people in relationships here tonight. I think, I've just celebrated my 15th wedding anniversary, by the way, last week. And I don't know whether some of you have been married a lot longer than me, I know. Do you find that people start to ask you for advice on a happy marriage when they know you've been together a long time? And I don't know what to say, really. I guess it's common sense. be a good listener, be prepared to compromise, don't fuck the babysitter. Which was good advice for me, because it was my wife's dad. That's good. He didn't approve of the wedding anyway, without me putting him in a gimp mask. Just bite down nice and hard on the orange there, Barry. Now who's the daddy? No, that didn't happen. But I think the hardest thing about being in a long-term relationship, I put it down to social media, there's so much pressure to keep things exciting all the time, isn't there? And I really do try. Like one night I said to my wife, I've been a very naughty boy. I'd really like you to punish me. And she went off and cancelled Sky Sports. Backfired a little bit. Still, at least I had a spare rugby sock. My wife suggested once that we should each pick like a character that we really fancied and do some role play in the bedroom. But I didn't. No, don't whistle. I didn't enjoy that. Don't get me wrong. She looked amazing as Kylie Minogue. But I had to dress up as my brother. She enjoyed it. My wife's 10 years younger than me. No, don't because I'm worried. And I know I can share this with you now. We've known each other all of 8 minutes. She's 10 years younger than me, and I worry that I can still satisfy her. And she said to me, look, I'll put this on. She said to me, it's not sexy when you wear your reading glasses in bed. The problem is, though, without them, I can't find the clitoris. That's a lot of effort for that joke. Relationship experts on the radio wind me up as well. They all know best, don't they, about our relationships. And I heard one of them say that no matter how little time and how little energy you've got for sex, you should always try and pleasure each other. Oh, really? We've been together 25 years. The last time my wife reached across to finish me off was just to get the steps up on her Apple Watch. If you don't believe me, it's on Strava. It's good advice. The advice that I thought did make sense, though, was they said that the biggest passion killer in a marriage, apparently, is to refer to each other as mummy and daddy too much around the children. Saying things like, can you help mummy? And be good for mummy. Apparently, you end up seeing each other as just a parent rather than a sexual partner. So I thought, I better take that on board. But now she's not keen on the kids calling her sugar tits. Especially not at the school gates. That's no good. People are into funny things, though, aren't they, to keep their relationships alive? Anyone have heard of? I read about this couple that were into dacrophilia. Exactly. Does anyone know what it is? No. It comes from the Greek word dacra, which means to cry, and dacrophilia means you get turned on by seeing your partner crying or upset. It's awful, isn't it? To think there's people out there getting off on seeing their loved ones in floods of tears. Anyway, I thought I'd give it a go. Spice up my marriage. And all I really achieved, though, was spoiling a perfectly good blowjob by telling her the dog had died. Backfired a little bit. Listen, it's been an absolute treat to come here this evening. You've got a brilliant headliner. Hopefully I'll see you again. Good night.